In this session, you will learn how you can start selling on TikTok Shop to increase your brand's visibility beyond Amazon. And for that, I have two great experts, Michelle from TT Shop, TT Shop Sellers, and GILAD from VAA Philippines. They both work with sellers who want to go on TikTok. And before we continue with the session, I wanted to mention that this event, which is it's called SellerFest Online Virtual Summit. This session is part of this event, is sponsored by few great companies, and they are VAA Philippines. It's a expert VA services for e-commerce sellers. So if you are doing TikTok, Amazon, Walmart, they will help you. They can cover up with virtual assistants. AMZ One Step is an Amazon creatives agency that helps brands grow by creating product photos, videos, and content. AdSpert is an AI-powered Amazon ads optimization tool. TrueOps provides affordable and comprehensive Amazon reimbursement services. And last but not least, Hero Fulfillment specializes in stress-free fulfillment and warehousing in Europe. So these companies are helping us to run this session. And let me introduce two great experts to talk about TikTok Shop. I had problem to pronounce TikTok a few times. And hi, guys.
You're going to get a lot of practice in the future, Augustas. It's not going anywhere. So
8 years to talk about Amazon, and suddenly comes this TikTok Shop. TikTok Shop.
And I have to say TikTok Shop and GILAD in the same time.
Two brain switchers. All right, so maybe let's have a short introduction of both of you, and then we will follow with Michelle's presentation and Gilad's and Q&A at the end. So maybe Gilad, you start the first. What do you do and how do you help Amazon sellers?
Well, I am an Amazon seller, first of all. I started in 2015 as an Amazon seller, but I'm also the founder and the CEO of VAA Philippines. We specialize in recruiting virtual assistants from the Philippines, training them specifically about everything they need to know in order to help e-commerce brands, specifically Amazon, Walmart, and also social media. And then after training them, connecting them with brands in order for them to continue and grow their business. That's pretty much it.
All right. And Michelle?
Yeah, so a lot of people know me, will probably know me and remember me as the queen of chatbots from 2017 till probably about 2022. I spoke a lot in the industry at some of your events, Augustas, as well, and on your podcast and YouTube channel as well. So since then, since 2022, I've been studying all things TikTok. And when TikTok Shop was released in the US in September of last year, I migrated 30 brands to that right away and realized very quickly and saw results very quickly and realized very quickly that TikTok Shop was going to be a huge opportunity for the community, and learned as much as I could, as quickly as I could, and tested all things across all types of brands, all types of categories. And so I'm excited to teach you guys what's working currently for TikTok Shop, because it's always changing.
Amazing. And all right, so Gilad, we'll see you soon. And Michelle, while you are preparing your slides, I will inform everyone that during the session, if you have questions, you can leave them in the live chat on the screen, or you can write your comments in the comment section below if you're watching the replay. The links to Michelle's work and Gilad's work you will find in the description below as well. And as always, if you enjoy and want to support our content, you click subscribe and like buttons below. And Michelle, I think we're ready for your slides.
Yeah,
I
awesome.
see you're sharing them. Perfect. So
all right,
I see
cool.
it perfectly. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're going to be talking about the 5 keys to TikTokability, and really kind of trying to answer the question. My goal for you at the end of this presentation is really to identify, is TikTok Shop right for your brand? Like I said, I've been an industry expert since 2017, and been doing marketing truly for 24 years. you've probably heard me speak at various Amazon conferences and podcasts. I've also been featured in major publications. I personally launched over 100 brands on TikTok Shop and trained thousands of sellers. I'm also an official TikTok Shop partner and was named the top performing partner in Q2 of this year as well. So I have connections. I'm very well integrated within side of TikTok Shop corporate as well. I have lots of connections there and contacts, and that becomes especially helpful when there's issues with TikTok Shop, because it's not a matter of if, it's always a matter of when. So it's really important as you're looking to expand to TikTok Shop to work with somebody who has those internal connections as well. So if you're not already on TikTok Shop, you're probably feeling that TikTok Shop FOMO, and for good reason. TikTok Shop is such a powerful platform, and I would ask in the comments if I could see you guys in person right now, I'd have you raise your hands for how many of you are either on TikTok as a consumer on the social media side, or how many of you have actually checked out or bought something on TikTok Shop and interacted with the platform in that way. I highly encourage you to do that, because especially as sellers, if you are thinking about expanding to TikTok and TikTok Shop, it's really important to understand what the consumer experience is like. And this is just one of those experiences. I myself was scrolling on TikTok, you know, and came across this video for a microphone, and I immediately turned on my screen record because I wanted to document for you guys just how seamless this experience is. And it varies, and it's so different from any other type of platform checkout experience, where you're starting from discovery, having no idea that you need a product, and then buying it within seconds. A comparable experience is like going from Instagram to Amazon. And I documented one of those experiences, and it took over 2 minutes to go from discovery to eventual checkout. And I would have dropped off a million times before if I had not been committed to documenting the process. In this experience, I went from discovery to checkout in 15 seconds. So very frictionless. And what's really powerful as well is that because TikTok is a social media platform, it's where people go to be entertained, and to connect and to be educated. It's really algorithm driven, and the algorithm is it even goes all the way to the types of products that get served to you as a consumer, to the type of relevant products that are brought up to you as the algorithm learns you and your preferences. Like I've mentioned, those frictionless clicks to product pages, and then there's seamless checkout experiences with pre-built in payment options. If anybody's ever had to check out on Shopify, you know that there's that kind of like stumble that happens from going from discovery to checkout. And within TikTok, those pre-built in payment solutions, including Apple Pay, really make for a quick and easy checkout, which increases those conversions. And what's brilliant about it is that you can go from checkout to back to scrolling in seconds without ever leaving the platform. That's really the beauty of the consumer level experience. And when I saw this, I knew it was going to be such a powerful opportunity for sellers to expand their brands with, because it really empowers you as a seller in that back end data to know the exact posts that are converting, and to be able to accelerate those with ads. So this is just kind of the consumer level experience, and I really urge you as sellers to sign up for TikTok as a consumer so you can see what that is like. So let's talk about if you see all this, you know that it's cool, but you're not sure that it's right for you. Maybe you're hearing different things about it in the marketplace. And there's kind of like an important thing for you guys to understand before you jump onto the platform. And just like with Amazon, you're going to want to validate the opportunity for your products first. So if you're already selling on Amazon.com, you already have inventory. Not every single product that is sold on Amazon is right for TikTok. And so just like we want to validate for Amazon, I want to validate for TikTok Shop first. So that's what we're going to talk about today, is the 5 keys to product TikTokability. So the first key is demonstrability. Can it be easily demonstrated? So I have some videos to kind of share with you.
You got 2 choices, yes or yes.
So that video, I love that video because it's very, very clear. Like, first of all, there's a strong visual hook in the very first few seconds. We're wondering what's all over her face. But then very quickly, we're watching how the product works, and it really sucks you in. Whether that product is for you or not doesn't really matter. What matters more is that the product is very easy to demonstrate. And that's important as well. There's a lot of sellers who think, oh yeah, if given enough time, I'm able to really talk about the benefits of my product. But with TikTok, we only have seconds to capture somebody's attention. And so if your product doesn't have that fast ability to be demonstrated, you're going to lose people. So that's kind of key number one.
You got 2.
Let's go to the next one. The next one is our unique attributes. Is there something unique about your product that can make it stand out? So let's talk.
2 fun facts that I learned today. 1, there is literally a Reddit thread that talks about cotton candy liquid IV because it was around years ago and then they discontinued it and everyone freaked out. 2, did not know that they came out colored. Okay. I always drink in my Stanley. And so I had no idea that this is legit blue and the pink one is pink. So y'all keep buying them. I'm going to keep posting about them. Let me tell you, if these go out of stock again, we don't know when they're going to come back because it took 2 years for them to come back. And you can only get these on TikTok.
So I'm going to stop that there. So I think what's interesting about this particular video is that the unique attribute of the liquid IV coming out blue isn't really that unique, right? If you think about other sports drinks or hydration oriented drinks like Gatorade, obviously there's lots of different products out there that are blue, so is it really that unique? No, but she's demonstrating it, she's talking about it, and for whatever reason it's hooking people. This particular video has sold hundreds of thousands of units of the cotton candy liquid IV. So it doesn't have to be like some crazy attribute that makes it unique, but if it's an attribute that people can talk about, then that definitely helps it from a sales standpoint. Okay. All right. The next key to TikTok ability is that it serves a niche. So I often get the question, is my audience on TikTok Shop? I think a lot of people have the idea that TikTok Shop is a bunch of teenagers doing dancing videos. And to be fair, TikTok certainly started that way. And especially during COVID, that was some of the strong content that was on there. But since then, almost every niche is represented on TikTok. I tell people it's a kind of like it's basically 50-50. 50% of TikTok is under 30, between 18 and 30 years old, and 50% is over 30. So 30 years old and higher. Also and that's just like the age standpoint. There's also all sorts of sub niches as well of different interest groups, different language groups. The Spanish speaking groups are strong on there. The Hindi speaking groups, lots of different audiences that find kind of people that they can relate to. There's all sorts of topics that people are interested in as well. So does your product have a passionate audience that it serves? Here's an example of one of my products that I sell on the platform. And I will tell you right now that if you can relate to this product, you're in this niche.
If you were to run this lantern for about an hour a day, it might last for 3 or 4 days before that propane's empty. If you ran this for an hour a day, you'd go 6 months without recharging it. This thing's huge. This thing's small. It's got a hook. You can hang it. It's got a magnet. You can stick it anywhere, and the tripod comes off. It comes in this little case. It's a no-brainer. They already sold out once. Click that link below. Grab one before they're gone again.
Okay, so this is what we call like a prepper audience, as survivalists, primarily white men, ages 25 to 55 is the main kind of demographic, usually very conservative, politically, very passionate about freedom. I'll let you take it from there on how they probably vote, and have voted in the recent presidential election. So those types of people are usually like what you think of as late adopters to social media also don't trust social media, but they have a super strong community on TikTok, and this product sells out every time it comes back in stock. And that's one of our top performing videos. So if those people are on TikTok, your niche is on TikTok as well, for sure. Okay, so the next key is that it solves a problem. That problems and solutions are quick to identify and demonstrate. This next video is super quick. So, and it leads with the solution. So pay attention. This is a good one. We'll play. I'll play it twice.
Oh my gosh. She's bald.
I love that one. Obviously, a strong problem to solve, and you don't realize what the solution is until she takes her hair off, right? So let's watch it just one more time so you guys catch that. Oops.
Oh my gosh. She's bald.
Okay. So once again, you need to this comes down to demonstrability as well. These all kind of relate to each other. But being able to quickly demonstrate a problem and a solution are really important on TikTok as well. Like, what is that problem that your product is solving, and how does it solve it? If you can quickly demonstrate that, that is going to help you win sales on TikTok Shop. Also, price point. Price is really critical for TikTok Shop. So we want to be priced to convert via retail price, shipping offers, discounts, and or coupons. I call that the 3 C's to conversion, is being able to have all 3 of those in some form of layered fashion. And if you think about selling on Amazon, it's the same exact way. You have your retail price, that you have your strike through or any kind of lightning deals that you're running. Obviously, Amazon's including free shipping, especially if you're selling by via FBA. And then you're going to have kind of those clickable coupons that are on your listing too. All those things help you show up in results better. And then when people hit your product page, obviously help in conversions as well. The same thing is true for TikTok. Typically, I find that what people are doing and what's different from Amazon and TikTok from a conversion standpoint is with Amazon's a solution selling marketplace. And so people are aware that they have a need and they're searching for a solution, right? That's what makes it such a powerful platform. And it all comes down, winning on Amazon all comes down to rank and review and showing up. With TikTok, we're interrupting somebody's entertainment to pitch them something. And so if we're doing that, if we have that kind of emotional impulse and somebody is drawn to learn more about the product, we want to aid in that conversion process as much as possible. We don't want to be priced out of that impulse purchasing desire. Impulse is a strong emotion that we want to capitalize on. So in this example, I'm going to show you what kind of optimized for impulse buying looks like. I know
y'all seen these viral TikTok.
So I want you to listen to what he's saying. Hopefully you guys can hear this okay. I want you to see what's written. This is not like a strong visual video, but I want you to hear and I want you to see the difference between what he's saying and what you're seeing.
I know y'all seen these viral TikTok pots and pans with the detachable handles, but they are only $52 right now with free shipping. It's a 12-piece non-stick set, and it stacks up nice and small for you to fit it nicely in your cabinets. These things are the coolest pans I've ever seen. Hit the orange shopping cart on the bottom left to purchase yours before the price goes back up.
Okay, so what did we hear him say? The price was $52, and that was the lowest price he'd ever seen. And yet on the text on the image itself,
Now, I know y'all seen
shows 49, basically $45 in free shipping. So that creates even more urgency because he's saying he's never seen it lower than 52, and we are now seeing it lower than that by like $8, right? 52 minus 45. Anyway, you can do the math. But it's one of those examples where that is like pushing that kind of impulse buying button. So typically what I say is if you have a product that is $49 or less that is going to do well on the platform. TikTok automatically offers free shipping at a price point of over $30. So if you don't, if you're not priced higher than $30, then you're probably going to have to find a way to put together free shipping offers on top of that to help satisfy that need that people have for free shipping.
Now, I know y'all seen.
Okay. All right. So do we need to meet all 5 criteria? No. You need to meet at least 3 of them, though. So as you think about the products in your lineup, think about where they kind of stack as it relates to these 5 keys of TikTokability: the demonstrability, the unique attributes, serves a niche, solves a problem, and price for impulse buying. You'll notice that in my example here, I'm just kind of like, grabbing a few here and there, but all of them I'm definitely priced for impulse buying. Just something to know is that Amazon cannot see TikTok pricing. So you don't need to worry about like, oh, I priced it on this on Amazon and it's going to be lower on TikTok. As far as retail price goes, you can price that however you want to on TikTok. But after you add discounts, free shipping, and coupons, it needs to be priced aggressively for TikTok. The best deals need to be on TikTok for sure. Okay, so if that has whet your appetite for TikTok Shop and wanting to learn more about the TikTok Shop opportunity, I do have an extended TikTok Shop validation training where I go into more depth, and I am offering that to you guys here today for free. You can scan that QR code. I also am offering 50% off my full course, so we have a promo code for you guys to use, SellerFest, to get 50% off. And you just go to ttshopsellers.com/online-course and you can purchase there. So thank you so much. We'll take, and if you guys have any questions about what I talked about today, please put it in the comments and we will handle those at the end of this session.
Yes. Thank you very much, Michelle. It was a nice introduction and nice visual examples. I always like these kind of things. I'm not using TikTok myself, but now you convinced me because you say like it's not only for teenagers. I thought it's for teenagers.
You need to, I tell people, you need to get on the platform and you need to feed the algorithm, because at first it's like there's a lot going on, but as you feed the algorithm based on your interests, it'll learn you, and then the products, you'll see how powerful it is.
And Yak says, thank you, Michelle.
You are welcome.
And okay, I see questions are coming in, and we will address them at the end of Gilad's presentation. So thank you, Michelle, and see you in a few minutes. And now, Gilad, I think we see your presentation. Take it away.
All right. So, okay, so let me go in to the presentation. Hold on. Do you see my presentation?
Yes, we see it.
All right, so I'm going to continue exactly where Michelle left off, and we're going to talk about how to actually manage a profitable TikTok shop with a specialist virtual assistant. Now, in order to explain a little bit more about that, let me remind you a little bit about me and how am I connected to this, because you're probably asking yourself. So you know my name already, Gilad. Augustas as well, he knows. He learned over the years how to pronounce my name. So my name is Gilad FREIMANN. I'm the CEO of VAA Philippines. It's been already 7 years that we've been doing this, connecting Amazon, Walmart, e-commerce sellers with brand owners all over the world. We have more than 700 trained virtual assistants that are helping. One of the departments that we have, actually the one that is the fastest growing department, is the social media department. In social media department, a few years ago, the job of a social media VA would be mainly to create content and post it on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, maybe Amazon posts in the US, and so on. But now things have changed so fast that the main job of social media VAs has become obsessively about influencers outreach, TikTok Shop, which is very new. And over the last year or so, we've gained a lot of experience into how to manage a shop with the VA and how to get it started. So I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about why TikTok Shop is so special and growing so fast, and about the case study that we did. So it's going to be very interesting. And let's start in the beginning, exactly where what you said before, not only for teenagers, right? And it's exactly true. I mean, if you look at the numbers here, first of all, Look how many. United States is the biggest nation, for TikTok users. 148 million people are using TikTok. So why are you gonna skip on that when you want to sell to people and just say, you know what, it's for kids? It's not for kids. Look at the amount of people using it. That's one thing. But if you also want to go and look a little bit more about the numbers and the ages, then look, yes, you have 36% in this year, 2024, of people 18 to 24 that are using it. And first of all, 18 to 24 are not 12-year-old kids dancing. It's already people with money that they're buying things on TikTok. But look at the other scope here. Maybe they're lower in percentage, 32% at the age of 25, 34, and so on. But if you look at the overall, you have 64% of people that are above 25 that are using it. So your product is probably in this area, and there is no reason why not to take advantage of it and start selling on TikTok Shop to generate more sales. And TikTok Shop has launched in September last year. So we're talking basically about a year and 2 months since they've launched, and it's going crazy. I mean, look at the some of the information that arose immediately after their launch. Like TikTok Shop in the US generated 363 million in consumer spending 2 months only after its launch on September 23. So definitely catching very fast. More than 70% of TikTok users buy something they stumble across in their feed. So unlike Facebook, that you usually just go and look at funny things and posts that people wrote, here people have a buying intention. Maybe they were not aware of it when they started scrolling on TikTok, but they definitely are buying. 70% of them are actually buying something they stumbled across. Okay, half of TikTok users have bought something after watching a TikTok Live. We're going to show exactly what it means, TikTok Live, all right? And 65% of TikTok users rely on TikTok creators, that's affiliate people, like people that recommend people on the platform and look at their reviews for purchasing decisions. So this all tells us that there's a very strong platform that's growing fast. And let's look a little bit about why TikTok Shop is not just watching videos, but it's actually connected to buying things online. And look at the videos in here. As you can see, it's an example of that you're looking with a specific keyword. Here the keyword is sandwich cutters. Okay, so it's not just walking on your feed and looking at information. I'm gonna make it a little bit less. Okay, you can see some videos that you like. Here you can even hear the sound. It's AI talking, so it's not even, they didn't even invest in an actual person talking. Look at this.
Only 55 cents.
Right, now the thing is that once you decided that you like something over there, the buying of it is happening so fast. Okay, you see what you like, you buy it, you put it, you click on it, place an order, and that's it. So it's happening very, very fast, and you're staying on the platform. So you continue your scrolling on TikTok without actually being routed to another third-party website that you have no idea about, as you've seen on Instagram, for example. Here you buy something, you continue to shop immediately. So it's working very well. And let's see a little bit about why TikTok Shop is growing so fast. So first of all, we talked about it now. Shop as you scroll. You just scroll at videos, you see something you like, you click on it, and then you already have an option to go to the shop itself and buy it immediately in one click, basically buying it, and then continue with your scrolling without leaving the app. So it's very, very powerful. The second thing is that the videos are becoming more and more engaging. It's not only the videos that we've seen before that you choose a video that you like, it's also what we call live. And this is an example here at a live video.
Deep plummy mauve color, so gorgeous, called Knee High. This is their most popular shade. It sold out like 4 times in the first week. So if you've been wanting to get this one sells out fast. It's called Knee High. super gorgeous color. These go on velvet smooth. They dry matte.
You see
and they leave a
something,
tinted
you
lip
choose it, you
stain
choose the
underneath.
color that you
They are the
want.
brand new
You
Maybelline
click on the
Super
buy now
Big Teddy
while
Pins.
the creator
They
is
just
still
exclusively
talking.
launched here on TikTok Shop
So
1
she
week
continues
ago.
to talk.
So they're only here first.
You
They're
choose
not in
it.
stores
You see
quite
that you
yet.
have
This
here,
one is
you're
in the
saving
shade Knee
$3.90 in
This
the
is their
next
most
53
popular
minutes.
shade.
So there's also
I
an
am gonna
incentive
get
for
off
you to
here,
buy
but
it
I'm gonna
while
go over the
she's
shades
on
with
the
you one
live.
more time.
You
So
choose
this
whatever
one's
you
Knee
want,
High.
you place the
Really
order,
gorgeous, deep
and you
mauve color
continue
called
in
Knee
the
High.
platform. So it's very, very
In the middle
engaging
here,
and
this
very
one is
strong,
called
and this is what is called TikTok Live.
Core.
So
Really
very
fun, vibrant pink
very
called
strong
Petal Core.
option
These are brand
on
new
TikTok.
product exclusively launched here on TikTok
Right
Shop first.
now,
They go
it's
on
also
velvety
geo
smooth, they
relevant
dry
content
matte, and they leave a
only.
tinted
So
lip
it means basically that you're only seeing things that are relevant to your area and not other areas. All right. Now, as we talked about before, creators are actually the driving force of TikTok Shop. When I'm talking creators, I'm talking about influencers. TikTok Shop, they call it creators, basically people that you can trust. You can see them and you believe in what they say, and they look like me and you, and they represent the brands that they decided on. And here's another example of a live by a creator. Everyone can be a creator. You have people, all over the world, all over the US that are just, decided to become creators in one day.
It does fit big. Number 7 fits big, so go a size down. It's not a jean jacket material because it's not that thick material. It's like a jean jacket mixed with a t-shirt, if that makes sense. This one you go down a size. I usually wear extra large or large, and it still fits me in the bottom. So, and I still have a lot of room in it.
All right. So we talked about this. We talked about the video. You see how strong it becomes, and the fact that it's working so good is because the influencers, these creators, they really have a voice on TikTok experience, and they really help you to make the right decision. They have authenticity and trust inside the platform. So this is why it's working so well, which you would not really see a lot in other platforms. Now, let's talk a little bit about how it actually works with creators on TikTok Shop, because it's all based on commission. Now, the model here is very smart. The model here is that you get the commission only if you have a sale. If you are a creator, let's go back a little bit, because as an Amazon seller, I used to work with influencers all the time. And the problem over there is that you don't know how much you want to invest. You talk to an influencer, they tell you, yeah, I want $1,000 for creating a video for you, and you have no idea if it's going to work or not. You're going to pay that, and then hopefully this will bring you some sales. But here it doesn't work like that anymore. Inside the platform, you already decide what's the commission that you want to give to that specific creator, and only once you agreed on that, then the creator will post the content, the video, or the live. And for every sale that this person will get, that actually you as a seller will get, this creator will get the commission. So they are very much motivated in making a lot of videos and making good content in order to sell more, in order to get better commission. And everything here is based on performance. So you can see exactly on each creator if they're good or if they're not good, if it's better that they're doing live or maybe created videos and so on. So you can decide exactly how many creators you want to work with. We're done with the period of working with one creator or one influencer, hoping that this will work. Here you can work with 300 creators in the same time, right? So it's a completely different way of working, and that's actually a lot of the work that the VA is actually doing for the seller. Okay, now let's talk very fast about different type of collaborations, like how can you work with creators. The first option is what's called open collaboration. In open collaboration, basically you just decide that you want to propose to people to work with you. So creators, they actually see your product and then decide that they're interested in it, and then they come to you and say, I want to work with you. Would you consider working with me? And then you have to basically go over and filter those people and decide who among them is suited enough to work with you. And then you're going to send them a sample and start to work with them in a collaboration. That's the first option. The second option is called targeted collaboration. Here it's actually you that's doing the job of finding the right person. You can decide exactly of what you're looking for, the ages. There are many criteria of how to decide exactly who is the right person to represent you, or the right creator to represent you. And then you can invite them to collaborate with you. So there are two options here. Either they come to you or you go to them. In both cases, the social media VA role is crucial. Okay, first of all, they are the one to find the creators. They create the keywords, the hashtags, the search. They go over their profiles and decide. They see the statistics, and then decide whether or not they want to work with the creator. They set up the targeted collaboration. They do the affiliate outreach and reach out to the creators and offer to work with them. They're the one checking of open collaborations, deciding whether or not to accept them, sending the samples to them, review and approval of the sample request, affiliate content monitoring and tracking. So not all those that decided to work with you will actually do it. You have to really make sure that they did not forget, because remember, they're working with hundreds of other sellers in the same time. So you have to push them, you have to remind them, you have to see that they're actually creating the content that they promised, and that tracking of it, and so on. And that's exactly the job of the VA, checking and analyzing the information from TikTok Shop. They give you a lot of insights about each and every creator, how good they are. So you need to check on that, and then basically follow up with them, asking them for Spark codes, that's specific codes that you can actually take them and then post the content in your store. So there's a lot of work here to be done behind the scenes that are all connected to the work of the social media VA. And I want to talk a little bit about a case study that we did with Morph Customs. They're from the UK actually, and they're selling customs, and I want to show how they achieved over 7,000% more in revenue growth by using a TikTok trained VA. So this case study started pretty much in the beginning of August. I want to show you how it looked like 1 week before the case study. So they actually already had a TikTok account that they created, but this account has basically zero activity in it. You can see that over a period of from August 6th to August 12th, they were selling in pretty much like 60 pounds and got pretty much like 3,000 page views, which is very low. So this is really like the beginning. This is where the VA stepped in. Now I would say that the VA is a social media VA that was trained specifically on TikTok Shop, by the way, with a lot of help and supervision of Michelle here, that are really done a tremendous job in training this VA and helping us to create trainings for these VAs. So that was the case, that how the VA started. Now, a month after the case study, the picture already started to change, reminding you that in the beginning, all the work of the VA was to create the account, to set up the listings, the videos, finding the influencers. But already after a month, you can see how the gross revenue grew from pretty much 60 pounds to 1,200 pounds. And that's really like just the beginning of the case study. Already 10 times more page views, like 36,000 page views. This is just 1 month after the beginning. And if we go to October, the entire month of October, then we already start to see very good results. I mean, we see that the gross revenue went up to 12,000 pounds in 1 month, with 74,000 page views, selling around 700 units for that specific month. So very good results for somebody that they did not intend to even to sell on TikTok Shop. They created an account just because they heard it's possible, but basically they were focusing all their efforts on Amazon, and then they realized that they could benefit from selling in another platform, and these are the results after basically 2 months of work. And if you want to see a little bit more about it, then look at the statistics here. I mean, the gross sales in July, 165 pounds. In August, it went up to 346. September, 2,200 pounds, and in October, 12K. So a very nice volume of sales at that period, 2 months after the VA stepped in. Sold quantities, you see about 700 units sold in October, comparing to 7 units in July. Plus, you can see that 587 clients in the month of October were actually first-time buyers. So we're not talking about your existing Amazon buyers that buy from you again and again and so on. Here, you have the opportunity to really engage with new customers that never heard of you on Amazon. You're not competing with a lot of other sellers on Amazon. This is a very new marketplace in the US, 1 year only. So that's a very good opportunity. And you can see the results that they come very fast. Like Michelle said, it's happening very fast now. So that's a very, I would say, golden opportunity to start selling on TikTok Shop. And basically, you can see the same thing with the page views. You can see how much it went up over this period of the case study. Now, the ROI of the virtual assistant, what does it mean? It means that basically, obviously, I do believe strongly that if you want to sell in a platform like TikTok Shop, exactly like Amazon, you should know exactly what you're doing. You should know Amazon and you should know TikTok Shop. This is why actually I think that the course of Michelle is a very strong course that teaching the sellers to understand what's going on in the platform. It doesn't mean, however, that they have to do everything themselves, because working on TikTok Shop behind the scenes take hours every single day, finding the creators, working with them, filtering them, sending them samples, doing customer service, managing the shipments, managing the account, doing the reports and so on. So many things to be done, and that's definitely not the idea of adding another platform to your already existing Amazon or maybe other platforms that you're selling. So the idea here is that a VA, and this is what we wanted to prove, we wanted to show that a VA, that the rate is actually $6.50, but there's no bill of $6.50, so I put this one. But basically, $6.50 an hour, you can hire a virtual assistant that was trained on TikTok Shop that could help you to grow in another platform, not put all your eggs in one basket on Amazon, but really start to see revenue coming in from another platform. If you want to decide if it's good for you or not good for you to sell on a platform like TikTok Shop, then definitely the things that Michelle said before are relevant. But if you find that this your product could go work well on videos and work with creators, then definitely this is a good opportunity for you. Now, again, what a social media can help you with on TikTok Shop, in addition, obviously, to all the everyday activity that is done anyway by social media VAs, such as content creation on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Amazon posts, newsletters, and so on. But on TikTok Shop itself, we're talking about setting up the store, creating the listings, managing the creators' work, customer service, shipment management, statistics and report, basically all the everyday activity that takes forever. So you'll be the one to manage the VA instead of doing everything yourself. That's it. I try to keep it short and to the point in the given time. And now we do give specifically for this event 10 hours free on your first VA. If you're scanning this code, it will get you to schedule a call with us. And we see that you came from Sellerfest, and therefore you'll get the 10 hours free when hiring one of our VAs. And if you have any questions, then feel free to send us an email to service@vaphilippines.com, or just go on our website, and we'll be happy to talk. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Gilad. And we'll keep for a few more seconds the QR code. VA Philippines is in the market for many years, probably 7, 8. I met you like 6 years ago or something. And so it looks like you know what you're doing.
I think I spoke at your. I think I spoke at the last physical event that you had in Prague before COVID broke in 2020. So yeah, it's been a while.
Yes. All right, I will bring Michelle back.
That was the same one that I spoke at. Was because the one
in like there were a few events just before we had to shut down. Yeah. So
crazy.
All right, so lots of inspiring content. We will get to the questions soon, but first I wanted to mention that together with other 20 virtual summit speakers, experts, This summit is called Seller Fest Online, and we invited more than 20 experts to share their knowledge. And together with them, we also prepared additional content. Each of them shared with us additional video, and we packed them into VIP package, what we call it. And you can find the link below in the description to get access and read about this website and the package. So each expert shared additional video. Here is Michelle, here is Gilad, and once you purchase this package, you will get access to the members area where you can watch all of those videos. And yeah, talking about VP videos, I wanted to ask Michelle, what did you share in your video?
Yes, I'm so excited. So obviously TikTok Shop is changing constantly. And I will tell you guys a little secret. Most of TikTok's employees were Amazon employees just a few months ago. So so we know that a lot of some of the features that are coming to TikTok Shop are being, basically it's all these Amazon employees that have like a second chance to make it right. You know what I mean? And just at the end of October, PPC 1.0 basically was released. It's not true PPC, but it's kind of starting to go in that direction. So when people search on TikTok, and you'll know this if you sign up as a consumer and use the social media platform, but it used to be that when you would search on the platform, what came up first were organic videos in the search results. Now what comes up are products and shoppable posts, so shoppable videos. So what that means then is that keywords and the opportunity for keyword placement is starting to emerge and starting to roll out. So in the ads portion of TikTok Shop and TikTok ads is the keyword expansion tool. And in my VIP training, I go step by step on how to set up an ad campaign utilizing this functionality. So even if you don't have content yet, even if you are just starting the process of doing affiliate outreach or even creating content yourself on the social side, as soon as you get your listings up, you can turn on these keyword-based ads using just your listing content, just those product images, and targeting your keywords. You can import up to 1,000 keywords. They have broad match, exact match, phrase match, right? Sounds familiar? So it's a great way to get started in getting traction and making sales on the platform. We've rolled it out to our clients and are starting to see sales come in just based off of search as well.
Cool. Thank you very much, Michelle. And Gilad, what was what you will be sharing in the VP video?
So on the VAP video, I'm going to talk about the proven strategies for finding good virtual assistants. Like you said, we've been around for 7 years now. We became experts into finding good people in the Philippines, filtering them, and then recruiting them and hiring them. And it's not easy. A lot of people think that all you need to do is to post an ad, and then you'll get like 5 people applying. You'll interview these 5 people. You'll choose the best one out of the 5, and that's, you call it a day, and you found the best person. The reality is that probably you'll get 300 to 500 people applying to your job, and they will all say that they're experts and they have the experience and knowledge, and they will all sound good on the interview, but most of them will not be that way. I mean, most of them will either disappear on you or will be proven not to have the knowledge and so on that they decided. So it takes, and it took me a lot of time to understand that. I mean, and this is actually the reason why VAA was created, because we learned over time that it's not as simple as we thought to find and recruit the right people and make them stay with you for a long time. And we're going to talk exactly about the way that VAA is actually recruiting people to stay with you for the long period, to be happy from their work, and to know that you find the best virtual assistants out there for your specific needs. So I'm going to show over there our actual way of recruiting, all the funnel of filtering the right people, all the steps that we do at VAA to find the best people.
Cool. Thank you very much, Gilad. And now I think we're ready to take a few questions. The biggest question, of course, for especially non-US viewers and sellers is like, okay, TikTok Shop is in US, it's not in EU. Of course, if it's not in Europe, they cannot use European TikTok Shop. How can they get on TikTok Shop in US? Maybe Michelle, you have more insights. Like one TikTok Shop is coming to Europe. How Europeans can use US TikTok Shop?
Well, if you guys will bear with me, I do have some slides that I can share with you. Are you all right with round 2 of Michelle's presentation?
Yeah, let's do this.
All right, we'll do it
it's a very
quick.
important question.
It is very important. It's the #1 question that I get. And just so you guys know, I was invited to some super exclusive feedback events in TikTok headquarters in LA last week, where I met with the compliance team for TikTok Shop. So, and they wanted to hear from us, like our feedback on things. And so I was able to ask the people the question, when and how can international sellers sell on the platform? So let me...
And I hope you were giving permission to share some information you got from them.
Yes, absolutely, for sure.
Okay.
So I'm not sharing any sensitive data today. They do know that it is a extremely high request. And this is the #1 question that I get at every single event that I speak at. So I put together some slides. It might not have the answers that you're looking for, though, guys. So yeah. I'm just.
So yeah, while you're preparing the slides, I wanted to mention to everyone like that if you enjoy the content and the video, inspiring videos from TikTok, Michelle and Gilad showed to you, let us know in the comments. If you're watching the replay, leave those comments below in the section of comments below the video. If you're watching live, leave them in the chat, and also click the like and subscribe buttons as well, of course. And I see Michelle is already ready with a few slides, so let's have a quick overview about European TikTok.
Yeah, and you guys are welcome to take screenshots of these if you want. So this is the official seller onboarding requirements and documentation that's required that TikTok promotes and has available. Most of you are, because you're already Amazon sellers, are going to be business entities over here, not individuals selling as individuals. You're going to be selling as business entities, which means you're going to need a variety of things, and I'll go over those in detail later, but you're welcome to take a screenshot of that slide. So TikTok Shop as shops are currently available in these countries: the UK, US, Thailand, Indonesia, and China. In China, it's called Douyin. Their TikTok Shop is kind of potentially being released in France, the Netherlands, Germany, Spain, and Italy in 2025. I think obviously a lot of conversations are happening around the TikTok Shop ban in the US. And I think a lot of countries are waiting to see what the US does before taking actions for themselves. Canada, this last 2 weeks ago, is not banning TikTok in their country, but they are banning TikTok employees. So they've kicked out all of TikTok-owned businesses in Canada, which is its own kind of craziness. So just be aware, there's kind of some nuances politically involved in this. So one of the big questions that I get is, why is it so hard? I can sell on Amazon.com. Why can't I sell with TikTok? Well, a lot of that comes down to the United States government and the business registration and verification process that was updated and released in 2023. And that process requires businesses to be owned and operated by United States citizens. So essentially, TikTok, this isn't TikTok's criteria. This is IRS criteria, and TikTok is just enforcing it. So how can international sellers actually sell on TikTok Shop in the US? There's 2 primary ways that are legal. Notice that I said legal. The first is to have a US beneficial owner or partner with 25% beneficial ownership status. So 2 main things are required. The first is a US-based business with EIN documentation. So that might be an LLC, it might be a corporation. So if you are currently selling on Amazon.com, but you are not necessarily selling with a business entity, this is probably the easiest hurdle to overcome. There's lots of resources, fairly inexpensive to set up a US entity in the United States. The second hurdle is to have somebody who's a beneficial owner. It's called it's referred to as a UBO, and that stands for ultimate beneficial owner. So who is benefiting from the sales made in this business? And somebody in the United States has to have at least 25% ownership. And what's required there is social security number, identity documents, and personal address. Now, there is the alternative to that is you don't have to have somebody who is a beneficial owner as the point of contact. TikTok has made it a little bit easier in saying, hey, all you need is a US contact or an employee. So instead of somebody having that 25% beneficial owner status, you can just have a US contact, somebody with a social security number or an ITIN number, and US-based identity documents and personal address. So these are the two legal ways to get on the platform. So there's also additional things that cross-border sellers may be asked for, including warehouse information, proof of inventory in the United States, tax return documents from the US, so not from whatever country you're from, and then proof of identification with multiple IDs. I just saw this yesterday, that additional business documentation is required, may be required after the original business registration. So a US driver's license and a US passport. So TikTok is really kind of cracking down and saying, hey, you need to really prove that you are who you say you are. Other limitations to be aware of that I've personally seen is that Shopify integrations with TikTok Shop won't work if your Shopify account is connected to your cross-border business. So I've worked with Canadian sellers and Australian sellers who, in addition to their Amazon.com presence, also have a Shopify.com presence, but because their business is registered in Australia or Canada, the Shopify integration between TikTok Shop and Shopify won't sync. So this inhibits Shopify listing importing to TikTok Shop. Not a huge deal. But if you are fulfilling shipping automations with 3PLs or any other kind of fulfillment process with Shopify, and you're hoping to sync TikTok Shop with Shopify so that fulfillment process is triggered, that is not possible with Shopify accounts that are synced with cross-border sellers. Also, like I said, they might also be asking for these things. I think I just put that in a different slide. Also, there's a lot of these things popping up all over the place. So please be careful about hiring agencies who sell the promise for US access. So this is kind of clarification that I received last week in those compliance meetings. One EIN can be used for up to 5 TikTok shops, and one social security number or ITIN can be used for up to 5 shops. So what we're seeing is a lot of Facebook and Discord groups that are selling social security numbers and private citizen documentation illegally. So if you are looking to hire somebody who's making this kind of promise, you really need to vet where they are getting that information. Also, anybody that you have their information for, that's like providing their social security number, their private mailing address, after you get the business registered, they might be asked to provide additional proof of connection to you or reality. So they might be asked for bank account statements verifying their address, utility bills statements, videos of them holding their IDs, demonstrating their IDs, and talking about the business and what they sell and why they're selling it. So it's not just this simple, oh, I'm just going to use somebody's social security number and their driver's license to be able to get on the platform. Okay, so anybody who's selling the promise of this, be very careful in working with them, because yeah, it might work for the initial registration, but when TikTok comes back asking for additional information, you're not going to be able to get that. So this is kind of like my warning and the process of how to approach this as an international seller. There is talk about next year them opening up this process and making it a little bit easier for cross-border sellers, especially from friendly countries who already have product existing in the United States. That speaks really well for Amazon sellers and Shopify sellers who are already actively selling in the United States. But right now, this is the only legal way to get on the platform.
Great overview. Thank you very much. I hope a lot of people will get good insights from these slides. And we have a question. So guys, if you're watching this and you still have questions about European or outside US sellers getting into TikTok shop and you still want additional information, keep them asking those questions in the comments and we'll ask Michelle to comment later. And I see Singleton is asking, can you recommend a TikTok shop as a launch strategy, product launching strategy? The morph costume case study would suggest that. If not, what phase of growth do you recommend starting a TikTok shop? Gilad, are you able to comment on this?
Well, first of all, for the case study, I mean, it's not necessarily a launching of new products. I mean, it's already an existing store that they were selling elsewhere on Amazon, but they decided to start selling on TikTok shop. Now, we've seen sellers that are not really selling very well on Amazon, and suddenly they jumped very fast on TikTok shop. So it's something that you should try after considering exactly if this is the right niche for you. I can definitely say that it could go very well since launch, and also TikTok shop is working a little bit differently compared to Amazon, where because you're putting a lot of weight on creators, and it can go viral very fast, so it's something that could definitely work very well. I would not say that I recommend everybody to go for it. And also, obviously, you have to understand that it's a platform like any other platform. So there are costs involved in here. It's not like you just go over there, you find a creator, they're paid after there's a sale, and that's it. There's obviously costs involved of shipments, of TikTok shop fees, and samples, and so on. So there is you have to consider it heavily as another platform that you want to grow. But considering the growth of TikTok shop, I would definitely think that this should be a good option for you to launch and to start selling products in.
Great, thank you. And let's see if I have another question. It's a good question, I think, for somebody who wants to go on TikTok. How do you find how do you find influencers with whom you can work? I know if you have some tips, if there are some services.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably like one of the most crucial things about selling on TikTok is that TikTok is a content-heavy platform. So you need to have a content strategy. And I know most Amazon sellers would rather chew off their arm than create videos for their brand. And so that's where content creators on TikTok shop really come in to to fill that gap. Now, there's millions and millions and millions of content creators out there, and there's different types of content creators that are capable of being reached on TikTok shop. The bigger ones are you're probably not gonna get the time of day with unless you are working with their management company and paying some sort of fee. If you're wanting to do just a product for post scenario, then you're looking at outreach solutions, such as working with VAs or working with, there's a lot of bots out there. At this point, I'm a huge fan of just using bots for quantity of outreach because they can reach and reach out to a lot of creators very quickly. And then during the sample filtering process, you can get a little bit more specific on the quality of creators that you want to work with. TikTok shop is aware that this affiliate outreach process is very difficult, to say the least. And, early last year when TikTok shop first opened, it was of course, a lot easier. As there become more sellers, then reaching those affiliates becomes a little bit more difficult. In my course, I talk a lot about how to do that and the different platforms I recommend that people use for bots, and then that sample filtering and fulfillment process.
And Gilad, I imagine your VAs can help that also by scouting for influencers. I think this is what you mentioned, right?
Yeah, they do both. I mean, first of all, they could work with bots themselves, and they have worked with bots, and it takes you until a certain point, and you still have to manually filter them and connect with them and convince them to work with you. And they can do both ways. I mean, I talked about targeted collaboration, where you actually have to put in the time and filter and find the specific influencers and creators and go over their resumes and decide if they're worth working with, and then continue from there. Or you can just work on open collaboration and then filter the ones that already find you. So you don't have to find them; they find you. You have to decide if you want to continue and work with them, because there are costs involved when starting to work with a creator. For example, sending samples.
Great, thank you very much. I think we're already over an hour, so it's a good time to conclude. I wanted one more time to ask you both to talk about how you help Amazon sellers. I will show, let's start with Michelle. I will show your website, so maybe you can again give us an overview.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a number of ways that we help sellers. We have have my online course. If you click on the products section, you can see all the different ways that you can work with us as well. If you have a team that you want to have trained and brought up to speed quickly, I do offer consulting as well. You can work one-on-one with me. And I do have kind of a framework, a 5-step framework for getting started on TikTok Shop that's very step-by-step. Anybody who's gone through my course and GILAD and team can speak to this as well, as it is very detailed and very step-by-step. And we're constantly updating it. Obviously, the platform is constantly changing. And so we adapt to any new features, and as strategies change, so does the associated things that we recommend as part of the training.
Great.
And like I said, there is a SellerFest promo code available, so sellers can get 50% off the online course for the next, I think, 2 weeks. It's live.
Nice. And Gilad, your website is here. You recently rebranded. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Yes, like the slogan says, our experts, your growth. We are experts in the recruiting, finding the best people out there, and then training them so they could help you to grow your business. We're actually, I talked about TikTok Shop VAs, which is a part of the services that social media VAs are trained to help sellers. However, like you see on our website, we do have the Amazon trained virtual assistant to help you on pretty much everything that you can think of on Seller Central. We have PPC experts, we have creative experts, graphic designers, video editors, even wholesale and executive assistants. So basically, every repetitive task that takes forever and you want somebody to help you with on a regular basis, then that's the thing that a VA can help you with. Costs vary between $5 and $7 pretty much an hour. So definitely affordable. And we are there to support you as a seller to know how to work with your VA, which mistakes to avoid. We continue to train the VAs on all the new things. This is why they were trained on TikTok Shop, because it's not enough just to train one person. That's it. We have to continuously look for what's new and train these people so they can help you to grow your business on what's working today and not what used to work before. So that's what we do.
All right. Thank you very much. Consumer Defender says, thank you, Michelle. Love from Canada. There is another maybe off-topic question, the last one. Maybe we have your comments on TikTok shops with print on demand. Do you have any experience, Michelle?
Yeah, definitely. So from a product launching standpoint, I really like TikTok Shop for product launching, and print on demand, I feel like, is a great way to test a product idea, especially if any of your products are design heavy, because print on demand, depending on what type of print on demand you're talking about, Printify is the print-on-demand solution for TikTok Shop, and you know, there's a lot of, you know, there's a huge product catalog over there. So I like it from an opportunity to test a lot of different styles, a lot of different designs, see which style is kind of hitting, and then you can go deep on inventory for those particular styles and order them, you know, from a more cost-effective perspective. And that's true for launching any product on TikTok Shop. I'm going to be releasing some training in Q1 of next year on how to do product launching with TikTok Shop. So and that will feed into doing any kind of product. If somebody's going to Canton Fair in April, it will definitely help to give you a lens through which to do product sourcing in China.
And I see Kathleen is asking link to online course by Michelle. Watch the end of Michelle's presentation in there when you are replaying this video, and later we will also put this link below in the description. So thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Gilad. Until next time.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thanks for having us.
Bye. And now I would like to invite you to watch other video which will help you to learn how you can leverage user-generated content, and also you will hear additional TikTok shop tips. So check this out.